You know that feeling, that Tuesday slump, that dip in energy right after Monday's big push when the weekend still feels like it's a million miles away? Well, we're about to look at a spiritual framework from spiritualfaiths.com that's designed to completely transform not just your Tuesday, but really your whole week. So let's see how it's supposed to work.
So you might be asking, why Tuesday of all days? It's kind of the forgotten day of the week, right? But it's also a critical turning point. You know, the momentum from Monday starts to wear off, and the real weight of the week can start to settle in. And that is the exact moment this article says is perfect for a reset. Because that slump, it's often a battle of motivation, not just being tired.
But what if you could totally reframe that feeling? This is where the source material gives us a really powerful solution, using blessings and prayers. And it's not just about surviving the day, but about actually filling it with purpose and with peace. It all boils down to setting a new intention right from the start. Okay, so what's the whole point of these Tuesday blessings? Well, it's really about being proactive. Instead of just letting the day happen to you, this practice is all about setting a positive, resilient tone right from the minute you wake up. Let's dig into the foundation of this idea.
The central idea is simple, but honestly, it's pretty profound. It says to start your day with God's word. The thinking is that when you fill your mind with these truths first thing, you're just better equipped to handle whatever obstacles pop up later. It's like you're establishing a mental and spiritual default mode for the rest of your day.
So, what are these truths we're talking about? Well, the article doesn't just leave you hanging. It gives you a real spiritual bedrock to build on. Let's take a look at the foundational Bible verses that really serve as the why behind this whole practice. We'll start with one that's all about perspective. First up, we have this really powerful verse from Jeremiah. Right away, it frames your day not as just the series of challenges you have to get through, but as part of a much bigger, more hopeful plan for your growth. And the source really emphasizes this as a direct reminder that God's plans are meant to nurture you, not to harm you. That's a huge mindset shift, right? It helps build this confidence, reassuring you that even the difficult moments are part of a promising future, not just some random setbacks. Now, building on that idea of a bigger plan, the next verse from Proverbs brings the focus to trust. It's all about where we put our confidence, especially when we feel like we can't see the full picture. And here's where we see how practical this is. The article frames this verse as a call to let go of our own, limited perspective. It's about trusting that a greater plan is at work, which can be so freeing when you're making daily decisions, and it can really reduce that anxiety of feeling like you have to control everything.
Our final example verse, this one from Isaiah, gives us a message of direct support and reassurance. It's incredibly personal. It paints this picture of constant companionship, which is just, wow.
So the crucial point here is that this is a direct answer to fear. The source presents this verse as a powerful reminder that you are not facing your challenges alone. And that belief in constant support is meant to be a source of incredible courage all day long. Okay, so we've got the foundational why down. Now, how do we actually put this into practice? The article translates these big ideas into really actionable, themed prayers that are super easy to fit into a busy morning. So the article breaks it down into several types of prayers, making a simple but really complete routine. You start with gratitude, then you move to seeking guidance, then you ask for strength, and finally you pray for peace. You can see it's a very intentional flow. You start from a place of positivity before asking for help with the hard stuff. So here's a little piece from the prayer for strength. You can really feel the intention, can't you? It's not about pretending weakness isn't there, but about finding a source of confidence and resilience that's bigger than your own, especially when that fear starts to creep in. And now here's a snippet from the prayer for peace. I mean, this one speaks directly to that feeling of a racing mind. The chaos of a busy workday. It's all about finding an inner stillness that doesn't depend on what's going on around you. So, we've gone over the purpose, the foundations, and the actual practice. Now let's just boil this all down into a few key takeaways, pulled right from the article's summary.
The source really brings it home with these 5 practical prayer points for any Tuesday. And notice how they cover pretty much every part of a typical day, right? From your internal feelings like stress to external stuff like big decisions, tough challenges, and even how you interact with people. It's a totally holistic approach.
But hey, what if you're short on time? You just want one simple, powerful thing to hang on to. Well, the article's FAQ section answers that exact question, and it gives you a single verse that can work as a simple blessing for your whole day. And there it is. This is basically presented as the ultimate bite-sized daily affirmation. It's a simple but super powerful declaration to rejoice in the day just as it is, reframing the whole thing as a gift right from the very start. And that really leaves us with this final thought to chew on. Whether it's a full prayer or just a single verse, the core idea in this spiritual framework is all about the power of a single intentional moment. So the question is, how might taking that one moment for yourself reshape all the hours that come after it?